right, guys, we are live. Master your business, dominate your trade, live coaching. Today's Wednesday. Normally we've got it set up for Thursday, but I'll be at Disneyland tomorrow. But I think starting I don't know if we're going to start next week or start when I come back off of my crazy motorcycle ride we're going to be doing Tuesday is going to be MDK podcast where I interview anyone who thinks that they have something valuable to offer to business owners to grow their business, whether it's marketers or sales guys or insurance dudes or accountants or other business. I'm really looking forward to like next week interviewing a real huge guy, has a huge company out in Texas, painting company. And I think they do gutters and stuff, Jason. But that kind of stuff is going to be Tuesdays. Thursdays, we're going to always do the Master Your Business live coaching. And Wednesdays, we're going to start doing personal development, my program, Mental Martial Arts. It'll be a lot of me, but I'll have some other guys coming on and sharing what they teach out in the world. Hey, today was short notice. You know, Big Doug from Chattanooga's here, but we just finished it. Honestly, it really it isn't even finished, but it's we put together the how to set up and run Google ads. For a couple of people have asked me about it, and I'm like, dude, I got videos, go watch them. But my wife and daughter and her partner have been bugging me, and I say the same thing. I was like, dude, I got videos, go watch them. They're like, it's easier if you can flip through the manual and do this. And I'm like, yeah, but shit always changes, and so I don't know. Maybe I'll make it like PDF. I haven't printed it. I just finished. Like we spent the last 3.5-4 days on it. So I have it up. I loaded it up into Google Docs, and I'm going to share that screen with you. And I still have to go through it and organize everything. So all the pages fall together, and there's no dropped halfway sentences on the next page and all that shit. I have to make it look good. And then I can PDF it. And everyone who's already invested in the manuals is definitely getting it. And we don't know what we're going to do with it. I'm kind of gun shy. Even with the videos that I have for Google ads, because because guys will watch they'll watch the videos and they'll just watch like it's an hour and a half long video, and they'll watch like 5 minutes and start trying to do their own Google ads and screw everything up, and then waste a lot of money, and then they're mad at me or the other people on YouTube trying to teach them. And there's a lot that goes into it, so I tried to cover all of it in this manual. So it's trial and error. You got to have a lot of money to kind of waste in the beginning. And I want to get Doug back on there before the end of the summer. And he just has to bite the bullet and keep it consistent.
I'm just going, yeah, absolutely.
In all areas, in all areas of life. Matter of fact, let's just talk about a little bit of the mental martial arts that we're going to be doing on Wednesdays. Starting next week. Defend yourself against your toughest opponent, you. And I've been teaching that since freaking 97, 98. But it really is nothing is going to make a difference in your life more than consistency. Even if it's the wrong shit. I mean, when you're doing the wrong shit consistent, and that's where most of us fall, is your ass ends up in jail or divorced or broke. And Jim Rohn said it years ago. The definition of success is small little things performed daily, and the definition of failure is the same thing. It's small little actions performed daily. That consistency. And Doug's been going back and forth, and we're going to get more serious with it. The whole, fitness, health and fitness, and I've been doing pretty good. What is it, Doug? It's definitely a month and a half now. I've cut out everything, and it's every day. It's a struggle. Every day you have to fight the temptation, and you have to say no, and you have to say yes to yourself. You got to love yourself enough to say, man, no, fuck that shit. Did you see my video I did last week, Doug? I was drinking the Gatorade.
Oh yeah.
The radiator fluid. Because that's how I have to tell myself, man, when I'm looking at the cookies and shit that my wife makes and all the potato chips that I love or used to love so much. It's the same as freaking, drinking the radiator fluid. It may not kill you as quick, And again, it's like you really have to decide what life you want, because I'm not here to tell anyone how to plan it. It's just I'm not giving my body over to fucking medical doctors and pharmaceutical companies. Not one bit. And I ain't gonna buy into their bullshit with all their drugs, and because you go if you go in and go ahead and start taking one prescribed drug, that thing you have to take two more just to counteract the side effects from that one, and they got you. You're on their fucking hamster wheel of a money pit, and I ain't buying into it. But that's just one aspect of it, because everything is the yin and yang. I wish I had a yin and yang. I wish I had a karate shirt on. Because everything really is the balance. Right there.
There it is.
uh, Everything is the balance. It's like, because I ain't saying like I committed to 3 months, and that's what I'm doing. When I take a little day off here or there to where, like when I end up at the Florida Keys with Ryan, I'll have a couple of drinks and I'll have 1 or 2 days, and I won't go crazy. I'll just enjoy it. But then come January the 1st, when that 3 months is up, I'm just going to regulate it. I'm going to do the balance. I'm going to do. I know what's healthy and what's not healthy, so I don't want to go back to that crazy shit that I used to do. I mean, I'd sit down on the fucking. That's a problem. Like all of it's habits. Everything is habits. Og Mandino said we're all slaves to our habits, so form great habits and be the slave. And
absolutely.
When I'm sitting there in my little recliner watching TV with the wife, it's just a freaking habit for me to be munching something. And most of the time, that something is Lay's salt and vinegar potato chips, or the chips with the freaking salsa if it's homemade or from the restaurant that we like, or anything. It's like, and I can't eat one fucking piece of candy. I got to eat the whole goddamn bag. I'm all in. I'm all or nothing. And my wife was like, all you gotta do is have a couple of pieces. I'm like, that ain't. I said, how long have you known me? 40 fucking years. I don't do one piece of candy. I'm all in on it. It's like, and then I'm sitting there like, I mean, I felt so bad, man. Like this last year, buying this ranch and doing all this crazy shit, I almost wish I hadn't did. Is you get out of whack, and you fall off of like whatever. Me anyway. I just went overboard, and now I could literally feel like the inside of my body is a little bit cleaner because I'm not putting the chemicals in there. And I want to stick to that no matter what. And it is every day I have to, I got my punk ass side of my brain and the side of the brain that should be a little bit tougher, because people ask me all the time, like they know I do the cold plunge, not every day, but probably every other day. And they said, man, does it really give you the health benefits? And I'm like, honestly, man, I fucking don't know. I don't know. Fuck. I said, I feel better when I get out, but at the same time, if I put my hand in the fireplace, my hand would feel better if I removed it. So when I'm sitting in that 50 degrees weather or water, or 45 degrees water, for 3.5, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, yeah, you're gonna feel better when you get out. Although you feel good when you get in. When I first get in, your body, everything wants to restrain, and you got to control your breathing. So that really helps and feels good. And then they say it turns into this brown fat, whatever that shit is, and the restraint. I mean, I can see how it helps physically, but honestly, I tell them, I say, look, man, I said when I plan my day to start off with the ice bath, every time, as long as I've been doing it now 2 years, every time my punk ass brain tries to talk me out of it, and I'm like, no, man, you're not winning this battle. And that's one reason I do it, just to tell my punk ass brain, no, man, fuck you, I'm doing it. And I get in, and then afterwards I get out like I won. I'm like, what? You're competing with yourself. But that's what it is, man. Every day you're competing with yourself. You got the punk ass brain trying to tell you, oh man, you don't need to do it today. Yesterday you did really good, man. You could take a little day off, and you deserve it, bro. You look what you did yesterday, and honestly, you didn't do shit, and you don't get results. And you should be doing it every day because it's what you should be doing. And you shouldn't get rewards in life for doing shit that you're supposed to be doing. You get rewarded in life for going above and beyond. That's, I mean, like, that kind of shit. And it really is mentally every day. And I'm going to do a podcast one of these days, because so many people love this book, the fuck's the name of the book? The Atomic Habit, I think is the name of it.
Yeah.
I have it in my Audible.
Yeah, Atomic Habits.
Yeah, because it's one of my most unfavorite books. And everybody's like, "Why you hate that book?" And where's it at? There it is, Atomic Habits. Yep. And I don't know. I guess it's a good book, honestly. 'Cause my son-in-law bought it, and when I found out he was reading it, instantly I went into my I'm an asshole responding on Facebook. Response. I went like, I was like, man, I hate that fucking book. That's what I was like. And then I caught myself and I was like, dude, I said, I hated it for me. I said, but honestly, it's probably a great book for you to really start with. It's got some good stuff in it, and it asks you to do these little bitty things over and over again to start forming habits and stuff. So I didn't want to be negative with him. But then I told him a lot of other books that he should be reading. And I think that's one reason I didn't like it, is because I've read so many freaking books over the last 40 years. Is a lot of the stuff that's in the book is regurgitated, and it's shit that I know now doesn't work. And I want to tell the reader, hey man, that shit doesn't work. Here's what's going to happen if you try it. And there was a lot of that in it. So that's why I say, man, I may just do a podcast and go through the book or highlight some stuff in the book and go through those things. It's like when I go to karate studios and do seminars, I let them work out for a good 15, 20 minutes and show me all this shit. And then I say, okay. If there's no good technique or bad technique. If it works and you kick the guy's ass and you save yourself, that's the only technique that works. I don't care if it looks good. There's no right or wrong. But everything you guys are doing right now, if we change it just a little bit, it will probably make it better. And I got ways of going in and not coming across as an asshole. Believe it or not, which is hard.
Yeah, exactly. Believe it or not, right?
Yeah, believe it's hard. But that's, I mean, it's every day as a business owner, as a man for sure. And I don't know, maybe women. I mean, women have their own friggin' battle. They got chemicals and shit that's imbalanced, which is why it makes it even more important to eat the right stuff. But as a business owner, man, there's just certain things that we have to do consistently. I mean, for 10, 15, 20 years, because that's how long it fucking takes. And we want this world of, they say now our attention span is worse than a freaking goldfish. And a goldfish's attention span is like 8 seconds. And with this TikTok and everything else, they're probably right. We're all in on this instant gratification. And it's hard. I try to look and search out things. Where is instant gratification ever really a good thing? And it seems like the harder it is, the sweeter the victory. It's like you could come into my studio and give me $5,000 and I can give you a black belt and you can and sign the certificate and you can walk out. But does that change anything in your life? I mean, no, not. I mean, like all of that shit. And it's Jim Rohn says, and one of his favorite quotes for me is, he wishes everyone to earn $1 million. And now I guess he'd probably say $1 billion, and he said, it's not because of the money. It's because of the person you have to become in order to earn that $1 million. And man, that's what it's about. I want everyone to eat healthy, lose weight, get in some kind of shape that they feel good about, not because of losing weight, looking at the weight scale and doing all of that shit. It's what you have to go through every day consistently. Every day you have to tell that punk ass part of your brain, no, man, F you today. Today I'm winning. Today I'm choosing me. And when you do that consistent for 3 months, 6 months, a year, it's the person that you become to get that weight scale, to get that tape measure around your stomach, all of that. The reward isn't the goal that you set. The reward is the road you had to travel to get that goal, if that makes sense.
No, absolutely. The journey.
It's the journey, man. It's like, because you don't get it overnight. It's the people that it's the people you hand them $1 million. They're going to blow that shit. It's that, and you see the stories over and over again for the people who win the lottery and have millions of dollars, and then they end up below broke. They end up owing money.
For the record, I can guarantee you that would not be me. I'd bet my winnings on it. Like if I hit the lottery, I nobody'd ever be broke. But yeah, I get why most people go broke.
Yeah. But that's my little spill for mental martial arts. We're going to be doing that every Wednesday, and I'll have some
Oh,
guests on here.
man, I've gone through your mental mark. I love it.
Yeah,
I'm happy you're doing it again. Shit,
it
I
is.
love the stories. Running,
And
running, running to get a damn. What were you running? And the police stopped you, and
oh my
you
God,
were running 30
you have
blocks.
been listening, man. Like, man, look, it's right over there. Let motherfucker, y'all stick with me. Doug, talk to him.
I'm horrible in front of the camera, man. But yeah, I've listened to
Doug, here, look,
the
man. Doug, it's right here, man. And these are the actual ones that was probably 15 years ago that I was running down the street at 2 a.m. In Detroit. These are the
oh, that's
same
funny.
ones, man.
That's funny.
But there's the puzzles because I do this whole thing with the puzzles. I get half of the and you guys have watched the the CDs or whatever the hell. I don't even know which CD it's on anymore. But the whole premise is I get if I'm doing an event and doing a training with companies, I'll take 6 people on one table, take another 6 people at the other table, and we're going to do a race to see who can put this little puzzle together. It's only 24 pieces, so it's for ages 3 to 7. Anyone can do it, and so we start off, and so I pour out all the pieces, and I said, go ahead and get them, flip them over, get them ready because I said, but don't start because that's cheating. And my mentor and judo instructor Gene LaBelle would say, if you're not cheating, you're not trying hard enough. And then I pour this one out, and on the other table, and all the pieces I have painted white, and so they flip it over and get started. We say go, and these people finish it in a minute and a half, and then they go over and they help these people finish it. But the whole idea is, and that's where everybody needs to start, even with their business, is you need to design your life, design your business, because you need a definite outcome. When you have this picture, you have a definite outcome of what the puzzle is going to look like when you finish. And in this puzzle, there's only 24 pieces, but in life, there's thousands of pieces. And each of those pieces have their own little picture. So each of your little areas of life will have a different picture. And all of them are important, even though you think they may not be. They're all important because without one piece of the puzzle, you're not going to finish it. But you need all of those pieces of puzzles. And the more clear you can be, the easier it's going to be for you to put the puzzle of life together, and with your business, with every area of your life, because they eventually get this put together. But that's what they have. That's what you end up with. You will get out of life. I mean, we all going to die. We're all going to have the tombstone. It's what do you want on the tombstone? This or this? You get to decide. I mean, God gave you everything that we need. God gave it to you. It's up to you. I wasn't going to go on that little rant, but you brought up. I was running down the street at 2 a.m. trying to get this freaking puzzle, man. Oh my God. Because I flew in from California, flew out to Detroit, and I was doing a thing for the Army. And Big Dave Adams is almost here because Dave. That's the era that Dave met me in. And I was laying in bed in the hotel room at 2 a.m. I woke up and went, "Oh my God, I left the freaking puzzle," and I knew I could. I know I could describe everything like I just did, but it's just not the freaking same. When you have the two tables racing against each other and everybody's laughing when I pour out the puzzle pieces and all that shit. I mean, it just makes a huge difference. And I'm like, man, these people paid me good money. I don't want to go in there like that. So I'm looking. I find this freaking store that's going to be open all night. I called the order desk and she tells me, and I'm like, well, how far is it? It's like, oh man, it's like 2 miles down the street. Yeah, I guess you can walk there. And I'm like, yeah, I can do it. I said, well, if I call a cab, she says, yeah. The cab's probably going to take 20 minutes just to get here and then drive you down there. And I'm like, 2 minutes. I was 2 minutes. I could run that, brother. I could do back then. I could do a 7-8 minute mile. So I'm thinking, shit, I'll be there. I'll be down there before they even get here. So I start trucking it, man. I'm running. It's two freaking almost 2:30 in the morning. A light went from yellow to red, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta make the light. And so I'm sprinting across it. And as I'm sprinting across it, man, I passed this police, and I'm like, God damn it. Because I'm thinking to myself, man, it's like 2:30 in the morning. I'm out here. I got a white t-shirt on, black dress pants because I didn't have anything else. I just flew in. The very next day, I'm going to do this presentation. I'm going to fly home the next night. And so I'm like, if he didn't pull me over, I should stop him. And sure enough, went the lights. I'm like, God. So he pulled me over. I told him everything, and he's laughing. I'm like, well, can you give me a ride? And he says, yeah, man, get in, but I gotta put you in the back. I said, no, man, I understand. I did training for LAPD. So then in my head, I'm thinking, it's 2:30 in the morning, but I swear to God, I hope nobody from the Army Defense sees me getting out of this police car at 2:30. It was a mess, man. I'm like, oh my God. I said, hey, dude, can you wait here and give me a ride back? And he started laughing. He goes, man, you know I can't. I said, all right, I had to ask. So I went in and found these two puzzles and a can of spray paint. And then I bought 3 newspapers. They still had newspapers back then. And then I made it back to the hotel, and I'm back in Detroit. I'm outside in this field with newspapers everywhere, spraying this freaking puzzle with this can of paint to make it all white. And when I got, even the next morning, it was still sticky. I was like, God. And I did all of that because this, and it's probably on the CD how bad you want it. Because I'm telling you, it's like you have to. Depending on how bad you want something, will determine on what you're willing to go through to get there. And that's part of that journey that we go through. And it's like Jim Rohn said, I want everyone to earn $1 million, not for the money, but because of who you have to become to earn that $1 million. Yeah. I'm telling you, me and Dave I was on the phone with Dave this morning when we were talking about that shit. Weren't we, Dave?
Yes, we were.
So today I want to share with you guys because I'm going all in with these manuals, the operating manual, the business manuals, all that stuff. And my wife, I've had a couple of contractors ask me about can I do something about Google AdWords? And I'm like, I got the videos, go watch them. And my wife and my daughter and her partner, they've hit me up several times. And now that I did these, I offered these manuals to everybody. And then I had a couple of guys, but man, you got all those manuals, but the Google Ads manual. And I'm like, shit. And then when I started working on it last week, it took me about 3 days to do it. And I'm still not finished. My wife's like, oh, you'll do it for all those contractors, but you won't do it for your daughter. I'm like, I said, man, you just can't win. You can't win. I said, but either way, it's done. All right. Or almost done. But
that my friend, is
what's that?
That's why you married her.
Man, she did. But honestly, man, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have everything that I got. That's a part of it. Hey, Doug, when I'm in Dallas, Dave, when I'm in Dallas, I want to see if you can meet with me and Charlie, and we'll all get together and try to have a late lunch or early dinner or something, because I'm gonna spend the night at his house.
When are you coming through?
Doug can probably tell you. The 9th. I'm leaving here the 8th, and then I'll be there the 9th. And then I'll be in Panama. I'll be in the Gulf Shores, 10-11. I'll be in Myrtle Beach the 12th. And I'll be at Ryan's place in Key West on the 22nd, 23rd. I'll leave there on the 24th, head back up to Myrtle Beach, and that'll take 2 days. And then I'm heading over to Doug's house if he's home.
Where is Charlie? Is he in Fort Worth, or where?
He's in McKinley.
McKinney,
something like that. Yeah. One of them redneck towns over there.
Yeah, no, that's only an hour away. That's not bad at all.
No, but so I'm gonna share the screen, show you guys what I'm working on. You guys can maybe even have some input. Let's see, go here, hit share the screen.
Where are you the week of the 16th? What part of the country?
On the 16th.
Like that week of the 16th. Where are you at?
At that time, I'll be down I'll probably be in Myrtle Beach at that point.
Okay.
Because let me see. Yeah, because I'm leaving here. I'll leave here on Sunday the 8th. The 9th, I'll be in Dallas. 10-11. Yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday, the 10th and the 11th, I'll be in Gulf Shores. On the 12th, I'll be in Myrtle Beach, and I'll be in Myrtle Beach all the way up. Yes, I'll be in South Carolina, Surfside, on the 16th, because the 15th is Father's Day. So I'll be in Myrtle Beach on the 16th, because on the 18th, I'm going to start making my way down to the Florida Keys. And then I'll be back at Myrtle Beach like the 24th or the 25th or the 25th. And then I'm going to make my way through Tennessee. But hey, so what do you guys see the welcome manual? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean, so I'm gonna just breeze through this. Just kind of says what it is, how to dominate search, blah blah blah, how to set up Google Ads. Brought to you by MDK. Master your business, dominate your trade, kick your competition's ass. This is part of the MDK Business Manual series, built for real businesses, owners who want real results. No fluff, no theory. And then a little welcome thing. I'm skip through this. Who this is for? All small business owners. How to use this manual. Read all of it. No skipping. Set up all that stuff. And I guess maybe the manual does kind of help, so you can flip through the pages to kind of read it and see what to do. So I guess they're kind of right like that. The table of contents, and then I really want to go through the chapter through the history real quick, because it's why the old ways was a money pit before Google. Because we did everything back then. The yellow pages, the phone, the mailers, the door hangers, door knocking, the flyers, the mailers that went out in a package, Craig's, everything, and all of it. And you still need to, and I even put that in here. You still need to do all of it. You need to do all of it. You need to be everywhere. But that's like a shotgun effect. You're spending a lot of money just to show up in front of people randomly and hope that they're ready for your services, or hope that you'll give them something like a 10%, 20% discount, and they keep that mailer or they keep that door hanger when they think they're going to need it. So the ugly truth was you were paying for exposure, not action. Google showed up and flipped everything. Google changed, but Google is pretty much still the only thing that does it. Bing does it. Bing, copied everything. But still, Google was the only one who said, "Hey, we'll let your ad show up in front of 1,000 people. 1,000 people can see your ad, which is great. It's like driving past a billboard. And if they don't click it, you don't pay us. You only pay us when they click it. And a matter of fact, we'll let 20 people, 30 people click it and go to your landing page website, and you don't even have to pay us until the end of the month. We'll let you run the ads first. They don't ask for the money up front like every other advertising. So that's, it's still, hands down, I'll debate anybody. Bottom line, Google Ads is the most powerful lead generation, period. And you've got to pay. Everybody pays. Dan Kennedy says, and Dave, you probably know this. Dave Kennedy says, he who can spend the most per lead wins.
Yeah. Period. He who can pay the most to acquire a customer wins.
Yep, that's it. And it's true. Tommy Mello says he can go into a neighborhood or an area, and because he has so much money to waste, he can dominate that area with ads and saturate it and steal all the business, and then cut back on the ads and start making a profit.
You got that money.
Yeah, but then here's that one thing I said. But one more thing, and this is important. We've been using Google Ads since 2005. It's 90% of our marketing budget. But you really do need to be doing Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all the shit that I screamed to you guys about. The same stuff that Gary Vee screams about. And again, me and Dave was just talking about it earlier today. And then chapter 2 is, warning: your website will make or break your Google Ads. Why most business owners burn through the ad budget and never know why. And it really is, your landing page or your website sucks. And without fail, every time someone reaches out to me and says, I spent a lot of money and I didn't get anything, you guys are full of shit with the Google Ads. And I'm like, dude, I've spent over $2 million with Google. I've given them, and they've given me 10 times that back. So I said, I'm a dick about it, and I shouldn't be. But I tell them, I was like, dude, the reason it didn't work is your website. Oh, man, just like this. I paid the designer $5,000 to build that website, and you ain't even seen my website. And I'm like, I don't got to. I've seen all the websites, and they suck. What's the dude's name that, man, he used to sell all the book courses and stuff. He did the commercials, Ty. Ty something. He does the commercial, or he did the videos with all his Ferraris in the garage, and Ty Lopez. But he'll tell you.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's the guy.
Yes, he ask him about websites, and he will describe everything that I tell people to do and everything I've been telling people to do for 15 years. And now I go ahead, Ty, make me look good. Because so it's always the website. Here's the 5 things everywhere. The website must, and I got a video that tells you this, but it's everything the website must be before you even start running ads. But you've got to be doing all the free stuff before you run ads. You've got to get your Google business profile up and running. Got to have the website. You got to have the content on YouTube. You got to be, I do like Facebook brand building ads just so you're showing up. Just doing, do $5 a day or something. And then second, write ads that get clicked. How to create the headlines. Let's see. So what most websites do wrong, they drop. Yeah, I mean I say it all the time, but right here it says they drop the visitor into a boring wall of text, it's like a 10,000 page word book that nobody's going to fucking read. Again, me and before you got on here, Dave, me and Doug talked about it. We have this. Our attention span is worse than a goldfish now, and a goldfish is like 8 seconds. So when someone clicks an ad and goes to your website and sees this freaking book you want them to read, they're like, chance, man. But they'll watch a little 1.5, 2 minute video, and if you catch their attention, they may end up watching all of the video, and then they'll go down and they'll watch what homeowners are saying about you and the content, all of that stuff, and that's what right here. That's what that says. That's why the video wins every time.
Well, even you, Brian, like you used to teach comedy writing, for that matter.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're familiar with her, Christy Morrell. Her whole concept was write funny ads. Because more people are going to click on it, and if it's funny, and you know that the content, the natural content, went viral, as Gary Vee talks about, that's the shit you turn into an ad.
Yes.
Right? Test it.
And you can test it with all these free, posting it everywhere.
That's right.
So how to craft the headlines, build the touch-driven act. So the formula, headline, keyword plus credibility, all that crap. Voted, and I give the examples because it's every ad I run for guys. First thing I put in is voted #1 roofer in whatever city they're in. Voted by who? I just voted you, dude. I took it. I voted you. So you're voted #1. Family owned and operated. Those headlines. I'm not a fan of the free estimates, but everybody likes to kind of see it. But you got those headlines, and then you want to use headlines with the keywords in it. That kind of helps too. But it's all in here. And then I just gave a whole bunch of examples. Family owned, operated, trusted by 1,000 homeowners, 5-star rated, over 40 years experience, whatever yours is. And I tell guys, even though you may have started your company 3 years ago, you worked for a guy for 20 years doing your trade. And so the business may be 3 years old, but you've been doing it for 23. So that's the number you want to use. That kind of stuff. So it's all here, how to do it. Don't forget to use the ad extensions, and you'll see Google are trying to walk you through it. Call extensions, add your phone number so they can just click the button and go to it. Add your site links, like if you got a testimonial page, about page, services, gallery, that kind of stuff. You want to use everything that Google gives you, so it just makes your ad look bigger and take up more space on Google. Structured snippets is it just tells you what they do: interior painting, exterior painting, refinish hardwood floors, repair hardwood floors, custom stains, that's what the structured snippet is. And again, it's just things that show up on your ad. It's keywords, and it makes your ad bigger. Final thought, targeting, the keywords. If we go through the keywords, and you can use, and I got in here how you use Google Keyword Finder to show you because the keywords and how we find high intent keywords by the intent, and I give the examples, but everybody makes it different, or they make it more difficult than it is. keywords is just the words that people type into the search bar to find any kind of service or product. Some people will type in 2 words, paint, exterior painter, and hit, search. Some people will type in exterior painter near me. My wife will type in 2 paragraphs, and I'm like, just type in a couple of words and hit search. And she's like, no, I want it to know exactly what I'm looking for. So the only thing that shows up. But those are the keywords and long tail keywords. It's like the phrases that people use over and over again. And you can ask Google, and Google tells you what it is, and you can use those. And then there's broad match keywords. And we kind of go into that, an exact keyword match. So if you tell Google exact keywords match, where you have this little parentheses on both sides, they have to type it in exact. Used to be they had to type it in interior painter with good reviews. They had to type that phrase in exactly. And now Google, over the years, they just keep fudging more and more and more. But then and then we go into the negative keywords, which to me is even more important, because you want to tell Google who you don't want to see your ad. Any DIY, any how-to, those words, Home Depot, Lowe's. But over time, you're going to, and it's in here. Here's the negative keywords. Here's a starter, Craigslist, training, rental, low cost, wholesale. All of those for me are negative. But here it is right here. Search your terms daily. Every single day, you're going to go in there and Google will say, here's the search words and here's the search terms that people used, which made us show them your ad. This triggered your ad to be seen. Here's the search terms. So when we first start running ads for people, we're watching that usually a couple of times a day. So every time we see a search term that triggered the ad that we don't like, we turn that search term into a negative keyword phrase. And so we're literally telling Google, hey, someone typed this phrase in, you showed our ad. Every time they show it in, every time they type that in, or they even type in something like that, make sure our ad does not show up. So we do that a couple of times a day for the first week. And then after the first week, we do it daily. And then after about a month, we do it, a couple of times a week. But we're always adding to that negative keywords. Test everything. Radius usually wins. So here we're talking about the coverage, because you unless you're me and you're trying to sell these manuals to the entire United States, most people only work a little 20-minute or 20-mile, at the most a 50-mile radius. So you want to make sure that radius is where your ads are showing up. And Google has it set where you can do zip codes. And I've tried everything since 2005, and I've tried it for a while, and then I went back and forth. It's just not. I haven't done anything, set it and left it. We're always changing it and trying to see if we can make it work better. We usually end up right back where we were at. And for me, for whatever reason, radius targeting always ends up working better. Geo targeting that makes sense, like 100-mile radius. Freaking Google on my phone's listening to me. Organizing for clarity, control, one service group, one ad. So it's a pain in the butt, but you may want to set up one ad just for refinishing hardwood floors, or just for interior painting, or just for roofing repairs. And then you want another for exterior painting. You want another ad for stucco repair. You want another ad. So every little thing, you can make different ads, so you can either slow those down or pause them depending on what's working better for you. It's a lot of work, but take the time and do it right. Conversion tracking, lead to the quality and the numbers that matter. How to set up the conversion tracking and put it on your website. I'm not a fan of the conversion tracking, but you kind of should do it just so you know. So it's Google Ads tracking, phone tracking. We use call tracking numbers, so we see what's working and not working. And Google is going to always beg or tell you to do. You can start off with max clicks in the beginning, and it's all down here. But Google's going to want you to switch over to conversions later, and you tell them what conversions is. And theory is Google knows everything about everybody that's using their service. So they kind of already know the habits of David before he buys. So if they know what my conversion is, like if I have a product that I want him to buy, like a water bottle that I'm selling, they know usually on the fourth time of searching, David makes that purchase. So on the second or third time, the second time, they probably won't show my ad, depending on my conversion chart. On the third and fourth time, David will see my ad because they know David is ready to buy. And in a lot of areas of businesses, that may work. But for me, in the way we build these websites, I want them seeing my ads instantly. I want them to click and go to the website and make that relationship with us, even though they may not be ready to get their hardwood floors installed or refinished right then and there. But I want to build that I want to start building that relationship, even so when they come back 3 months from now, that they are ready. They're going to be looking for me because they've already seen the videos and all of that stuff. I don't want Google making the decision of what's a lead for me and making that whole conversion stuff. But you should do all of it and test it all. The numbers are what's matter. You want to test everything, the conversion rate, what percentage of people who clicked actually became a lead, how many people who clicked ended up calling or filling out your form. And it's probably going to be 15 people going to click. And then out of that 15, 1 or 2 are going to call you or fill out the form. It may even be 20 or 30 people. It just depends on the area, the time of the year, the season, how big, all of that stuff. But you need to, and you need to do it for an entire year, run it and then judge it after a year or two. See how many leads, because after you get 10 people fill out the form or 10 people call you, how many of those end up turning out to be a lead? And that's where I end up saying, you may not need more leads. You need
better salesman.
Yeah, man, you need this manual, the sales project manager manual. You need to the office manager, really, who's answering the phone, how they're building that relationship with them. When they fill out the form on your website and you respond to them and you call them back, and the email that you send. And right now, when times have been slow and everything, we're changing everything. We're changing the text that we send to people. We're changing the conversation what we do to people. All of it, because you're always testing everything and changing stuff. But all of that, so you need, everything's got to be tested. Out of 10 phone calls, are you turning 6 of those into a consultation? And out of those 6 consultations, are you turning 4 of those into the actual job? And then you get to go back and say, okay, out of 30 phone calls, 12 of them ended up being jobs, and those jobs gave us this much profit. And with that much profit, so then that's how you end up over a 3 month, 6 month, a year length of time. You're able to say, oh, okay, we're spending $175 per lead, and we need 10 leads to get 4 jobs, but those 4 jobs are bringing us in $6,000 profit or $3,000, whatever. But you know the numbers. You have to know the numbers. That's why that daily activity sheet, that's why I will blow my lid if they don't fill that activity sheet out every day, so we know exactly at the end of the day how much money we spent on materials, how much money we spent on labor, and the office manager is looking at all of it and seeing if we're on track to make a 60% profit or what's going wrong. And then I'm telling them, say, hey, man, there is no right and wrong. It's like, what did we do wrong when we like maybe they're slacking off, but the guys don't really slack off that much. But maybe something happened on the job that we didn't know about or we didn't foresee. And that's all of the learning process for these guys. So they know. I say, look, because some jobs you may not be able to charge enough to make a 60% profit. So we got to say, okay, do we want that 40% profit, or do we just want to walk away from the job? And filling out that daily activity sheet is how you know those numbers. Everything is connected to everything. Let's get back into this. So all of that, the final word, the daily, weekly, monthly optimization. We're going through that. The daily checklist every day, 15 minutes. Check the search terms, impressions. Check all of look at the days of the times that most people are seeing your ads, clicking your ads. check the weekends. I run it from 7 to 7, but I don't know. A lot of times, the mom is waiting for the kids to go to bed, and then she's online, searching to see who's going to be working on the house. So you may want to run it from 7 in the morning till midnight or something. But all of that stuff that you got to check. Always reviewing your negative keywords, the monthly checklist, the hidden advantage, why Google works better than everything else. Kind of go through that. Here, I put in here, I can't prove it. It's like a freaking conspiracy theory, but I've been running it since 2000. But I'm telling you, man, when your Google business is ranking higher, when your YouTube channel is full of content, when you're showing up on Facebook, even when you're and now with Ryan and a couple of other people, it seems like when you're running Google Guarantee LSA, when you're spending money there and spending money with ads, it just seems like they kind of give you more favoritism, and it seems like you show up more, or your click-through rate is less. It just seems that way. The platforms, why this matters, the bottom line, the power of remarketing. When people have went to your website, we put little widgets on the website so we know who went there and how long they spent, and we can kind of retarget the ad to them. And it's all of that. It's how to do it, how to set it up. Pro tip: remarketing, final word, resources, templates that you can use right now, how to add copy, swipe files. We're going to add, throw that in there. But back up here at the very beginning is we go step by step like I do in the video. And if it's not in here, I got to make sure it's in here. But it's where you click. You click this line, then you click that. You don't want to do the smart campaign that Google wants you to do. None of that stuff. And let's see. Yeah, so I think it's I got to go back in and make sure that that's there, because it should be up here before the headlines. So I want people to be able to use this as a guideline to go back in, click here, click there, click this one, like that's in the video, because you don't want, because Google's thing, it's kind of to get you to waste money. I hate to say it. And that's why their Google Smart campaigns are so deadly. And that's why when you're on Google Business Profile, Google Maps, it's they're always hitting you up with, are you ready to run ads? Click here. And it's going to send you to a smart campaign. And there's only 1 or 2 things that you can fill out. And then they start showing it. And you just waste a lot of money. And then you hear me talking about it. And it makes me look like like I'm just trying to steal your money. And I'm like, dude, I ain't stealing your money. I ain't running your free ads. I'm telling you, Google is where it's at. They're like, ask your wife, ask your girlfriend, ask your mom, ask your grandmother. They all go to Google when they're looking for something. What did Ryan say? Rocking it right now with Google Guarantee. Hey, I wish you were online, Ryan, because you've been with Google Guarantee for a week now, maybe at least 5 days. Give me some input on what you've been. Oh, okay, here it is right here. 5+ leads a day, many more some of the same days. So the Google, is that all Google Guarantee? Because I know you've been getting a lot of leads just from Google Ads, because I see the phone calls and I see the forms that they fill out on your website. So if you're getting 5 from Google Guarantee and then another 3 or 4 from Google Ads, that is kicking ass. Any questions about the Google Guarantee or what I need to put in that manual? Like I said, I'm gonna go back in and double check and make sure every step on how to start from the time of logging in and putting in your payment, all of that in there.
I don't have any questions about the Google.
So Ryan said, yeah, the 5 leads a day pretty much on average just from the Google Guarantee. And I know, hey, Ryan, we may do a 3-way call with Misty and Yuli in Raleigh, because they did everything that you guys are doing, and I made them increase their budget, and they haven't spent any money with Google, but they haven't got any leads either. And I don't know if it's maybe they didn't click a button correctly. Maybe Doug can help them, or maybe they need to expand their area. Maybe they're trying to be too specific. I don't know. I told them, you're not spending any money, so until you start wasting money and you get scared, raise the budget, raise the rate, enlarge the radius, do something. And track it every day, because right now it's not doing anything. Start spending some money and go, okay, this ain't working, and change it or something. I said most of Google, so Ryan said most are from the Google ads, but Google guarantee seems to help. And I think so. It's like Tommy Mello said, if someone goes to Google and they start searching, they see you at the very beginning in Google guarantee, they may scroll past that, but then they see your friggin' ad and they go, man, and they see that, and then they get down to Google Maps and they see you again there, and they're like, man, this dude's everywhere. So one of the three they're going to be clicking. Yeah, he said his budget's pretty high. Put the budget up there. So they got to be doing something. Hey, so Doug, you said not about Google guarantee, because by the end of the summer and all this money you're making with these gymnasiums and shit, I want you to be putting 5%, 8%, whatever you can, stacking it away. So come September, you've got.
I mean, yeah, I want to start running it earlier than September, but yeah, I'm with you.
I want you to have money to not scare you away. Hey, Ryan, type in here how many times you were crying to me about, God damn it, Brian, we're spending a lot of money and nothing's happening. And I told you, hold the line. Like I'm some kind of Viking fighting the Roman. Hold the line. And then like a week or two goes by and something, who knows what happens, but you end up with 3 or 4 phone calls in a day, or 7 or 8 in a week, and everything pays off.
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed over the years, like just you putting effort in with whatever it is. Like it might not even come from like putting door hangers on doors and shit like that.
Yeah.
Just you putting the effort in, work starts coming in.
Yeah.
But if you sit home waiting for it, it doesn't come.
Yeah. So Ryan said, replied, more than I can count, and he said, I was scared to death. Trust me. I bet he was. I'm like, dude, man, it's gonna. But I think immediately when I either rebuilt Ryan's website and he believed in me and did the welcome video, everything. I think whether Google guarantee took or Google ads took a little while, I think immediately he started getting comments on, I love your website, I love those videos. Now when he shows up, people are like, oh man, it's Ryan type of shit. When people try to talk to me about the website, I'm like, dude, get out of here. Come here, like, no, just no. Just no. It's not even a debate anymore. I don't have a 100% belief on anything. I usually try to keep an 80% belief on everything, but the website theory is up there at over 90% because it just works every freaking time. Every time. Because videos sell. The websites are built to build relationship, and that's what it is. And when they see the welcome video, they see your video testimonials, and you're standing there with the homeowner, and they see all these content videos. When you show up, they feel like they already know you. And Doug, that's the same for you and me. I drove out to have lunch with you and your beautiful wife in Vegas. But man, when I showed up, I mean, it's like, shit, I ain't seen my brother in forever. Come here, dude. Because of these videos and other stuff. And that was the first time we'd ever met person to person.
Yeah.
And same thing with Charles Lee in Texas. We'd only known each other through video, but when I showed up, I was like, shit, brother, you're taller than I thought. As a matter of fact, Doug was taller than I thought too. I was like, God damn. You look shorter sitting down.
Oh man.
Yeah, let me see what Ryan said before we get out of here. He says, yes, I get comments all the time about the website and how great it is, including the website builders. They call just to tell me how great the website is. That's the honest to God truth. The website system is definitely the best. It is. I mean, we've spent, and even now, like we just started telling people that we'll build their website again. It ain't something I want to do because there's no money in my pocket. And it takes a lot of time for me because I invest my time researching these guys and talking to them more than I should, helping them do a welcome video, helping them do a video content. I'll even make video testimonials for them if I trust them, that kind of stuff. So I put a lot of time into it, and to profit wise, it ain't nothing for me, but it's a necessity. And if they're willing to invest in the manuals, I'm willing to invest and help them build a website, because everything's connected to everything. Running those getting the Google ads going and keeping it going consistently. But me and Dave, me and Doug talked about it before you got on here. We talked about consistency in every area of your life, didn't we, Doug?
Yep.
And Dave, me and you talked this morning about 10:30, and what did we talk about?
Consistency.
Consistency.
You got to show up. You got to do the work.
You got to show up, man. It's like in every area of your life. Relationships. You can't treat your wife good. Because I hate these friggin' Mother's Day and Valentine's Day and all this other shit. It's like, and my wife doesn't like it either, because I treat her like that every day. At least I try to. So it's like, how can I go above and beyond on one day? We're like,
Brian, show me those flowers.
Yeah,
show me those flowers you got her today, Brian.
Because I usually get them from the dude standing on the freeway. I'm like, give me those, dude, $10. Or I go to Home Depot. As soon as you walk, as soon as you walk into Home Depot, they're right there on the left hand side for like $19 or $10. We'll bring them home or something. I'll make I'll make some shrimp scampi type shit. But when I do, like, Dave, were you on here when me and Doug was talking earlier? Because I told you, but I did tell you earlier today too, is Wednesday is going to be mental martial arts, personal development podcast. And I hope I'm going to get my buddy Wes on here, who worked for Anthony Robbins for like 10 years. He was the top sales guy for Anthony Robbins. And he does a lot of relationship coaching now, but he does a lot of sales presentation for guys. But he'll tell you is, you can't wait till 8 o'clock at night and then start hitting up on your wife because you want something. It's like the romance starts from when you get up, and romance are all through the day. So when 7:30, 8 o'clock and the kids are in bed, she's hitting on you. That time, but it all goes back to consistency. It goes back to, but it really goes back, to that puzzle thing that we did earlier. Because you got to be able to take consistent actions to get to where you want to go. And if you don't know where you want to go, how can you plan the actions to take? And that's what every time I work with any kind of contractor, any business owner, that's the first thing I ask is like, dude, what kind of business do you want? How many hours do you want to work? How much money do you need to make to live the life that you want to have? We've got to design it. And I'm not the one to blow smoke up your ass. You guys heard me tell a couple of weeks on one of the videos. I told the contractor, I said, dude, you ain't ever going to make that kind of fucking money. What, man? What? That ain't motivate nobody. I was like, dude, I'm being honest. Actions that you're taking every day tell me that you're never going to get to where you want to be. You're not even going to get 10% of what you tell me you want. Because you can tell me everything that you want in life, but I'm going to tell you, it's like, dude, your actions speak so loud, I cannot hear what you say. Your actions speak so loud, I don't have a clue what you're saying. Because you could say one thing, but it's your actions that you perform daily that let me know what you really want in life. And that's ever going to change. And that's just the whole cold hard facts. The cold hard facts. Can you, like, I ain't going to tell you can make it in the NBA and all this other shit. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. I don't know. But I'm not the one to say set realistic goals. Shit, as many times as I've had dinner with Les Brown, and his quote is shoot for the stars or shoot for the moon, because even when you miss, you land upon the stars. That's what I'm talking about. I'm the guy who's going to tell you, man, most people fail in life not because they set goals too high and miss. Most people fail in life because they set little goals and hit them. They get comfortable in life. And Jim Rohn would tell you, comfort kills. Comfort will kill you quicker than anything. I need you to be uncomfortable every day. I need you to be grateful that you're alive every day. but never settle for what you got. I need you to know that you can always do better than what you got. I need you to know that you can always have more than what you got. But you have to decide what that is and be happy with it. Because if you're not happy with it, if you're not grateful every day, the true key to happiness is being grateful with what you got. And I'm not the dude to tell you when you're going through shit. Trust me, I've went through more shit in the last 3 years than most people want to go through. God, we could sit here and have pity parties and I will win all day long, hands down. Trust me. Brian, you just bought a ranch into trust me, bitch. You don't want to go through what I went through. But so I ain't saying that. I'm saying like there's time, like, and the Bible says, and I'm not a Bible guy, but the Bible tells you there's a season for all things. And some days you just got to go through it. You like, there's the joke is some days it's just your day in the barrel. I ain't gonna tell you that sick joke, but some days it's just your day. I've got a buddy that lives in Texas. I should look him up, but he's the rhino in network marketing, and he does this whole thing. And I used to have his cassette tapes, and I wonder if it's on Audible anymore. But he talks about going through the tar pit. And the dinosaurs that didn't go extinct are the ones who could make it through the tar pit. And most people get halfway through the tar pit and go, man, I can't handle this. And they turn around and try to get back to the other side where they're going to end up dying anyway, because they're going to live a life that they never wanted. You got to stick it out. You got to know what's on the other side of the tar pit. You got to do whatever it takes to get through there. There's a country song that says, if you're going through hell, don't stop. Don't stop. Go through it, get through it. But that's the whole thing about tracking everything in all areas of life. I step on that weight scale every morning. Most of the mornings, I'm pissed off at it. I was like, I'd break this motherfucker right now. I didn't eat shit yesterday. I know I didn't gain 3 pounds. Kiss my ass. Well, you're retaining water in the salt, and you were lifting weights, and now you're gaining muscle and muscle weight. I don't hear that shit. But you got to know. It's like, no, man, you've got to stick it out for the 3 months, the 6 months, the 6 years, the 10 years. I'm talking to my daughter and her partner right now. And I'm saying, you got to work 24 hours a day for the next 10 years. Oh, but nobody wants to hear that shit, right? Because that's real. That's the truth. You got to eat, sleep, and drink. How do I grow this business? I said, if you don't believe me, go watch Tommy Mello videos. Go watch that dude Dimitri, the Russian dude that does the education videos on roofing insights. I said, you guys are like 24 right now. You give it 24 hours a day for the next 10 years. You'll be 34 years old and you can write your own ticket. That's the sacrifice you got to make. That's getting through the freaking mud. That's getting through the tar pit. That's getting through all the bullshit. And
that's when to do it, man. That's when to do it.
Yeah, man. Because the dudes who tell you, oh man, I can help you do this, and it's gonna be that, like, it's bullshit. It's because they don't know, or they're lying, and both are bad scenarios. Hey, Dave, give us a couple of minutes, man, because it's an hour long right now, and because Dave is an executive coach for high-level business owners, like the corporate world and shit, leaders who manage 1,000, 2,000 people. So they'll come to him and say, man, I've got this new project we're getting ready to roll out, or I've got these many. And Dave goes through all that shit with them and coaches them. Touch on some consistency and stuff, Dave, before we get out of here.
I think the biggest thing is we get really good at running the business. We get really good at executing those things. And then we forget about executing that same scenario at home. We communicate with our employees. We don't communicate with our wife. We spend time with each one of them individually, but we don't take that same care with our family. And so we end up getting this thing, but we never determined, hey, I really want this, but I don't want this. And then we end up getting this anyway because we didn't focus here as well as here. Yeah. I'm not talking about balance because you know as well as I do, there's no such thing as balance.
No such thing.
But there's a thing called harmony, and there's a thing called seasons. And if I can gear up for a 10-year season of all in, the backside of that looks very different.
There's the harmony right there, the yin yang.
But where's the buy-in conversation? Where's the calendar conversation every Sunday that says, hey, here's where I'm at this week. Here's how many hours I'm going to put in. This is the time that belongs to you. And then come hell or high water, I will be there for that time that I put aside to be with you, so that they have an understanding of what the end looks like. You got to cast the vision. You're the leader. Whether you're the leader at work, you're the leader at home, you've got to cast the vision. If you don't cast the vision, how do we get their buy-in? And now all of a sudden we have all of these unrealized expectations that we never communicated on the front side. And they've got all these expectations of us they never communicated, so they never took the time to listen to what they had to say. So it's a partnership, but it's one that we've designed together of what do we really want this thing to look like together? Because so many times, oh my gosh, I want $10 million. Great. This is what your daily schedule looks like to get $10 million.
Maybe I only want 5. Maybe I only want 5.
Maybe I only want to sell 1,000 of these per year at X number of dollars instead of 10,000 per year at X number of dollars.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, that looks different.
Yeah.
So it's really just sitting down long enough to determine what do we want to design together. And then once we've got that magic wand and we know what it looks like, now all we do is reverse engineer it.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I did that whole thing years ago. I used to take the Thomas guide to do these presentations, and you young guys watching this video right now, you don't even know what the Thomas guide is. Google it. But that's the map we had to look up and different little squares, and now I'd have to use a magnifying glass to find it. But you had to find the address, and then you had to work your way backwards through all these different streets, and you had to write everything down and turn to this page. And if you was in a different county, you had to go way back over or get a whole different Thomas guide. The LA County, the Riverside County, San Bernardino County, all these counties we got here. But you had to, and even now I say it's like I can be like the world's greatest when I'm trying to help people grow their business or whatever. It's like I'm the world's greatest GPS. But we all have to know. One, we have to know where you want to go, and then as the world's greatest GPS, even that Thomas guide, is you have to know where you're starting, and then we just fill in the middle. You know, what streets do you take? You go up here 2 miles, turn over here, you go up here, and there's always going to be freaking roadblocks and detours, and they're working on the electrical things, and you got to go over here, and you don't just turn around and go home. You're like, well, shit, I got to get to work. I got to get over here. I got to pick this chick up. I'm going on a date. You're like, you're going to go home and tell her, oh, well, there was a roadblock or a detour. I didn't want to make it. Like, and it's like, no, you take the friggin' detour. You do what it takes to get there. But it all starts with you've got to know the end in mind. You got to be realistic with yourself where you're at. And then we're going to fill in the middle. And it's up to you to how bad you want it if you're going to get there.
And sometimes, Brian, we make that vision. We're like, oh, my gosh. It's so complex to get there because we don't break it down into small enough steps.
Yeah.
You know, you've got your goals, your midterm goals, your steps, your tasks, and then all the subtasks. If we line out the subtasks, that's the shit that makes it on the calendar.
Yeah.
That's the shit that we do every day that's consistent, that adds up like compound interest, that stacks up to the main thing that we want in the end. But it's identifying those habits that I can develop today that stack up to that thing that I want tomorrow. Yeah, I've got to show up every day.
Augmentino, we're all slaves to our habits, form great habits, and just give in.
That's it.
And all of that stuff just makes me want to go back and start listening to Patrick Bet-David's book, Your Next 5 Moves. I mean, because he just goes over it and over it again. That and the 7 habits of highly effective people. 2 of my favorite books. 7 Habits is hard to read. But man, you got to go through it several times. You can't go through it enough. You got to sharpen the sword, the stuff. Man, it's a step-by-step how to be successful. And most people read a couple of pages and just give up on it. Get the audio book, listen to it over and over again. Somewhere I downloaded them their own line. I don't even know how to get to them my own self. I have to ask somebody on my team. But I've got the CDs where I went through As a Man Thinketh. And I spent an hour going through that, and I still like that little DVD. I'll listen to that CD, even myself, and it's online somewhere. They're all online. They're probably. I think we uploaded them.
You got people reading them. You got a dozen people reading them just on YouTube.
Yeah, and I think I uploaded all my CDs to our school platform in for people who join that. But all right, guys, been a hour and 10 minutes. So Wednesday, if you want to tune in, it's supposed to be personal development, but it's really I just get on here and talk shit about how your life sucks because of you. What are you going to do about it? Mental martial arts. Don't listen. Don't give in to that side of your brain that's holding you back. That little punk ass part of your brain. How to kick its ass. And then Thursdays we'll be doing the live coaching. I'm hoping to grow that, get more business owners on here. Because the more business owners that are on here, the funner it is for everybody. So anything to say before we get out of here, Doug?
Yeah, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about those home shows?
I think Alan or this other dude is at a home show right now. And but he's just there visiting. And he told me, what the hell did he say? If the price is right, I'm okay with it as long as we go into it knowing what we're going to do. I like setting up for the home shows because it really, I mean, usually it's like $1,500 or something like that. And you get maybe 3 days and you get a lot of people to walk past you in your neighborhood. Hopefully, I would set it up with all my best looking sanding equipment. I would try to have something where we could run the buffer and like at all the wood floor shows that we go to where you can show them that the buffer has the vacuum systems on it. I used to hate the Galaxy big 12-inch sander. It's the Krone one. You know what I'm talking about, right, Doug?
I've got one.
Yeah, I hated that damn thing. My buddy had one, and when I did the home shows or other events, I always borrowed it because it looked pretty. So it would sit there, and then we had all the before and after pictures hung up on all the walls. And now there's no reason not to have video testimonials going over and over again. And we're going to be sending, QR codes, and we're going to give something. You can get the information and follow up with them. That you're going to send them to the website, and then you can re-follow up with them later on because it's going to be rare that they're there that weekend ready for you to do something next weekend. But for the price and the people that walk past you, it's a good chance to build relationships with people, meet other interior design. That's my daughter and her partner's goal these next 3 years is to meet interior designers and decorators and a handful of contractors. I'm not a fan of the contractors. You got to go through so many of them to get a good one. So that's what you're doing. You're building those relationships with those people. If you do it right. Yeah.
So my idea was to do, you see what Carlos is, the vesting, the LED cured shit. So they could touch the wood, they could see the color go down, and they could touch it right away after it's instantly cured. Like, so that, I mean, that was one of the things I was going to show at the home show. I mean, I didn't sign up for it yet, but that was my idea going in.
Yeah.
Did you, Douglas, did you write your book that Brian's been talking about all the time? Like how to care for hardwood floors or whatever your book is, your business card book?
I started writing that book. Like you're talking about the book that he has, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I started it. I started it back when he told me 3, 4, 5 years ago. And because I haven't done it since.
That's your digital giveaway that causes everybody to scan it and get that free thing. That's the free thing.
Yeah, that's the free thing. You can scan everybody, and you can get those things printed up. Actually, I mean, it used to be $1. I don't know. Maybe it's going to be $2 now.
But even as a digital download, that's the thing. Yeah. You want the QR code that they scan it, they download it, and now you've got their information.
Yeah, because you can have 3 or 4 of them there to hold and touch and say, I ran out of these, but we're going to send you the ebook so you can just download it and read it and keep it whenever and it's always with you.
Yes.
And now, Doug, me and you can get together and put that thing together, easy peasy. Hey, but Alan was saying because he's at one of those shows, and I asked him, are you there as a visitor or displays? And he said after 20 years of being in shows, he's not there to do the exhibit. He said why? Last year the traffic was very poor. You saw most of the homeowners the first day and all this other stuff, and that may be true, but it depends on what the price is. Send me all the info because I think most people go into it with the wrong mindset. They think they're going to go in there and then have 10 jobs at the end of the weekend, and I'm like, no, that ain't gonna happen. But it's a great opportunity, like Doug said. get some of their information, give them something, build that relationship, have those video testimonials they see, let them touch the wood, everything that you're saying. You're just educating and building relationships, building relationships. You're not begging for work because you're too down, you don't want to ever come across that way.
Yeah, and I mean, we're introducing something that nobody else has down here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, guys.
All right. I mean, it's always great and too short, but I'll see you guys on the next one.
All right, guys.
David, it was good seeing you again, man.
I'll be at Disney tomorrow thinking about y'all.
All right. Thank you.
All right. I'll see both of y'all pretty soon. All right. Later, guys.
All right. Take it easy, guys. Thanks.